Today I'm going to be making some old-fashioned shortbread cookies, and here are the ingredients that we need. 1 cup of salted butter. You may use unsalted if you wish. 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. 1/2 cup of icing sugar. And 1/2 cup of cornstarch. So those are the ingredients, so let's get started. For our first step, I'm going to get all of my butter into a bowl, and I've had this butter out for about 5 hours, so it is very soft. I'll just break that down. And then I'm going to add in my powdered sugar. This is also called confectioner sugar or icing sugar. And I'll just sift that in. And just push the rest through your sieve. Perfect. Then I'll grab my mixer and we're going to start creaming this together. So we'll just keep breaking this down. And all of a sudden you're going to see it start coming together. Right about now. Okay, that's good, just like that. And we're going to get our flour in there. And our cornstarch. And if you look at a lot of recipes that go way, way back, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, many of them, almost all of them used cornstarch. And this is why this is an old-fashioned recipe. Let's get all of that in there. Perfect. And then we'll grab our mixer one last time and we'll mix this together. So if you've never had shortbread, the best way I can describe it is like eating a cookie full of buttery flavor. It really is a butter cookie. You can only use butter, you can't use margarine, you can't use oil. And it's just an amazing cookie. Once you make this, you'll always love these cookies. So let's slowly get all this together. So once you've been mixing for a while, you're going to see it start clumping up just like this, and that means it's ready to go. So at this point, that's perfect. I don't have to mix it anymore. And I'll just show you how beautiful this dough is. If I just grab some like this, look at this, what happens. You're looking at it and you're saying, oh, this is so dry, but it's not. Look at this. This is the magic of that butter in there. Look at this. Can you see that? It just sticks together and it's so moist at this point. So I'll get it onto my counter. Oh, it's so nice. So at this point right now, what you can do is you can cover this with plastic wrap and just chill it down for maybe 20 minutes to a half an hour, but it's not even necessary. I'm going to grab a little cutter. I'm just going to cut this in half. Get a little flour down on my workbench. And then we'll just roll this out. And this recipe is really what grandmas used to make. Your grandmother would make a recipe very similar to this with that cornstarch. And when you're making shortbread, you don't want to make them too thin. And as you're rolling, you just want to make sure that you give it a little bit of a turn. And as you're turning, you can push to try to keep that circle nice and round. I've got an offset spatula here, which I love. Just slide it underneath. As it slides underneath, it takes a little bit of that flour and gets that underneath as well. That's how I do it. That's just a suggestion. Okay, and I like that thickness right there. So that's about 1/4 inch, you know, a little bit on the thick side. I like it just like that. I've got a tray here with a little silicone pad, and I'm just going to grab my cookie cutter now. We'll start cutting rounds. And when you're cutting, try to stay as close to the other cut as possible so that you really maximize your surface area of your dough. Because if you're cutting around, with big gaps in between, then you're going to have to do a lot more rolling. Oh, so nice. Perfect. So what I'm going to do now is I will roll out this. I'm going to re-roll this. I'm going to finish all of these up and I'll come back in a minute. So I have a full tray ready to go. My oven is set to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll bake these off and then I'm going to finish these off as well, and I'll come back and show you the final product. Alright, my first batch is done, and I did these for a total of 15 minutes at 300 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to get these off, and then I'm going to finish up the rest of them, and then I'll be back again. So I'm back, and I baked my second batch for a total of 15 minutes as well. So the first batch 15 minutes, the second batch 15 minutes, and there we have it. So I have a total of, there were 12 there, 21 cookies here. Now you may get a lot more depending on the size of your actual cookie cutter and how thick that you're actually cutting them. I'll take one of the cool ones and I'll just break right into this. Watch this. Beautiful. And I don't know if the camera can pick that up, but look at the layering in that cookie. So I've just zoomed in a little bit. Hopefully the camera can pick up how nice the texture is in these shortbread cookies. Really, really nice. Look at that. They just fall apart. When you put these in your mouth, they just melt in your mouth. Beautiful, beautiful buttery taste. So I hope you try this recipe out. I do have other recipes that contain no cornstarch, but you might like this recipe better. This recipe makes a very, very good cookie as well. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. It just melts in your mouth. It is so good. Love it. And please subscribe to my Bake Like a Pro YouTube channel, and also click that notification bell to be alerted every time I upload a brand new video.